It's time for another question about Tales from the Nightlands. So buckle up, get yourself a cup of tea, and here we go. Okay, this one comes from Super Riaz 93. I'm not sure that's how you pronounce it, but that's how I've done it anyway. What was it like creating the Nightlander for the Tales series versus going off existing characters and horror homages? That's one of the words that I find really hard to say. So thank you for highlighting one of my weaknesses live on the internet. Homages. There, I said it. But yes, it was a lot of fun. One of the things we wanted to do with this latest miniseries, we've been doing a lot of miniseries over the last few years, from Tales from Vader's Castle, Tales from the Rancor Pit, Tales from the Death Star, which were sort of Treehouse of Terror type settings within Star Wars, using existing characters and scenarios and giving them a horror twist. With this latest Halloween treat, we wanted to come up with something new. And so one of the discussions we had early on was coming up with a monster or a villain. It has its own challenges in the fact that one of the things is that you realize you're creating a villain in a universe that has some of the best villains in popular culture. I mean, when you've got Darth Vader, Darth Maul, the Emperor, it's hard to try and create something that can stand shoulder to shoulder with those. And so that challenge is actually on yourself. And that's part of your imposter syndrome, or whatever you want to call it. It's a pressure you put on yourself. So with the Nightlander, I knew I just had to create something that was seductive in the way that evil can be. Ian McCaig, who obviously we work with on the design, has this concept he talks about, the push and pull. With Anakin, Darth Vader, there is definitely a push away from that character. You don't want to be too near him because he does some pretty evil things, but there's also the pull of wanting to be closer to him, to feel attracted to him. I'm not necessarily talking about a romantic way, but just in the fact he's a compelling character that you want to find more and more and more about. And that's one of the things we wanted to do with the Nightlander from the off. We wanted to make sure she was horrific and terrifying, but also strangely appealing.